Welcome into another high school preview show. We've got Coach Matt Cavanaugh on with the Greenville Hurricanes. What's going on, Coach?
What's going on, man? Thank y'all for having me. I'm excited for it.
Like I said, we
Should be.
appreciate you hopping on. It's a big time to promote your program and your guys as well. So we really appreciate you joining the show.
Yes, sir.
So we'll kind of start it off here, Coach, talking about last season, some kind of things that went on throughout the year that have kind of propelled you into this coming year.
Yeah. So last year, man, it was great. We started out hot. We beat 5A team off the bat, and nobody expected that to happen. So that was fun for us. Through a senior last year who didn't have his best stuff, and he showed out first game of the year. Unique year for us with a lot of change, a lot of turnover from the previous year. Lost our shortstop, lost our center fielder, some stuff like that. That we just weren't sure what was going to happen. We weren't sure who we had. We weren't sure what was going to step up. But finished with a 16-6 record. Won our won our league that we play in, the Tri-State Independent League, and so that was unique for us. First year in that league, and got to take the championship home. So that was fun. Had some big wins over St. Joe's and Christchurch, and Wade Hampton was our key win last year. So that was good for our guys. It was fun to kind of see them take charge of what true baseball looks like in South Carolina. So it was good to see them kind of step up in that way. We lost a couple seniors that we're going to for sure have to fill some roles this year, but Ethan Heineke is kind of the one guy that really stepped up big for us last year. Batted around 400 for us. He was our captain, senior catcher that is now at CIU. So it's good to see him getting to continue his game and continue the journey for him for sure. So
yeah, obviously, kind of on that subject while we're there, kind of talking about some returners, top guys that you're going to look to kind of fill that void for some of those older guys that helped you lead the program into what it was last year and looking into taking in those next step this year.
yeah, like I said, I mean, we only lost three guys, which is huge. We were super young last year as a varsity team. I think we started 8 sophomores. So that was awesome that we returned 7 of them this year. So we're excited to see that 2026 class really take a step. Guys like Trey Jacobs, Daniel Waggerhagen, and Crash Martin are kind of going to anchor our team this year in that junior class. But we've also got 2 seniors that we're expecting big things out of. Owen Giles and Jackson Lindsay, 2 USC Salk guys. Excited to see them kind of perform this year and what they can bring to the table for us. But, man, I think what I'm most excited for with the returners is just to see the leadership, right? I mean, when I talked about Ethan being our captain last year, there's a void, right? A lot of these guys, they're homeschool guys. They're little small Christian schools that don't have a ton of guys in their school, and so they're quiet. It's going to be unique to see kind of who steps up this year, who takes that really that true leadership place, right? Whether they're a captain or not, can somebody step up and be the voice, not only on the field but off the field for these guys too? So I'm excited to see who kind of steps up in that place.
Coach, you kind of talk about stepping up in that place, and you've got guys at all these programs that kind of throughout the year they kind of pop out onto the scene. Any of those guys stick out to you on your upcoming team?
Yeah, I would say it's going to be exciting to see some of those, like I said, the 2026 class, guys that are coming in their junior year, really take a leap. We had a couple guys that really performed well in Diamond Prospects this fall. Got to represent us on the All-Star team. So that was cool to see. But I think I'm most excited. This is kind of taking a leap right here, but most excited about the 2027 guys. Man, I'll tell you what, we got a couple sophomores. One guy's got some varsity experience, the other doesn't. But we had a guy this summer and this fall who just, I don't know what it was. God giving him a body, something just happened. He clicked, and man, he showed up. So he played well this fall for us. He's probably going to be one of our middle of the order guys, a sophomore playing the outfield. So excited to see him really take a place. His name's James Blackburn. He played real well for us this fall, but really excited to see the jump that he can take from the JV level to the varsity level now, and see what he can do for us, for sure.
Now, good. Now, obviously, you talked about a lot of those, those returners coming back and a couple of these newcomers. What are some kind of expectations you got for your club entering this new year and into the spring as we roll into the 25 season?
Yeah, man, that's a good question. I think for us, coming off of a championship, coming off of some big wins last year over big schools, I think it's really easy just to be content with that and just to sit in it and be done. But for us, trying to remind our kids, remind our guys, like, hey, there's another step that we can take. There's more work to be done. We're not a part of the high school league yet. We're still waiting on that appeal to go through. We want to be there. That's not our place yet. So what can we do with what we have right now? The games that we get to have, like when we get to play these public schools, when we get to play the big private schools in the area, what does success look like? Is success always winning? No. Can we come out of a loss with growth? Can we come out of a loss with movement? And so, man, I think when you ask the question of expectations, I think ideally right away we want to repeat what we had last season. I don't want to go 16-6. I want to go 6. What would that be? 22-0. That'd be great. If we go 22-0, that'd be awesome. Probably not gonna happen, right? Probably not gonna happen. But if we can move, right? If we can grow from what we built last year, guys stepping up, moving in, I think offensively we're gonna be great. It's gonna be hard to stop our lineup just with the guys that we got coming back. Defensively in the field, we've got a great defensive team. I think the biggest thing that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say nervous is pitching. I think if our guys can get guys out, right? That's one of our big voids that we're gonna lose out on this year. Our ace is doing some mission work this year. His family moved to Kenya for the year, so it's a super exciting thing. I can't be mad about it, but it is a big loss. So we're missing out on a true ace this year. So I'm excited to see who steps into that role. But I just think, man, I think if we can overall move into this season with the growth that we built off of last year, I'm just excited to see what God has for us, man. It's gonna be fun.
Coach, you talked about some expectations that many guys have. Well, it's being nervous about some arms as well. So you kind of talked about it. I didn't kind of prep you with this question, but like you alluded to, you guys are not in the high school league. How has that been different for you guys? Got a bunch of homeschool guys. How's that been different for you guys?
That's a loaded question, Drew. It's a loaded question. Man, so it's unique. We have the opportunity that not a lot of high schools have, that we can get together in the off season. We can do some things that other programs can't do. We're keeping workouts active for some time being. We're doing different drills throughout the fall, early season practice. We can start a little bit earlier, and we're grateful for that. And I don't have to worry about somebody coming in here saying, hey, don't do that, because nobody's stopping me. So it is nice. That's the advantage. That's very different than a local high school, right? The flip side of that, maybe the negative side, if you want to say, we're not competing for a South Carolina High School League state championship, right? And so getting these guys motivated to go out and play these games without the end result of a championship is challenging, right? So I think the Tri-State Independent League that we get to play a part of, it's a good step for us. It's a good move to have something to play for, but to remind ourselves, like, hey, we're doing this to grow in the game, to grow as young men, to move forward. Really just trying to ultimately honor God through the way we do that. So, and it's a different game than a high school league. I think scheduling becomes an issue sometimes. We don't have a region schedule necessarily that's automatically fit for us. We don't have the same 15 teams we're playing. And so, I mean, this year we've added 4 different other schools that we didn't play last year. We lost a couple of schools that we played last year. So kind of moving around a little bit, but we've got our kind of our key core people. So it's very different. That's a good question.
Wait. And it also probably makes it a little tougher. The high school league seems to be changing the region schedules quite a bit. It seems so. So what you might have thought you had one locked in place, it kind of floats around and becomes a little bit different, locked in. But Coach, I do want to first of all thank you. And I know we kind of touched on this before we kind of got going here, but this is awesome for us, right? This is, get you on the show, let you kind of talk about your program, your players, and more importantly, let the state know about your program, right? I think a lot of people might see a score, see your school on the program, or see on a box score and go, who are those guys? Right. And that's the purpose of, what we try to do with this show is to try to let everybody know to promote, your program, your school, your players, or not your school, your program, your players, and try to get them out there as much as you can, and what you guys are doing for them. And right, we've always talked about, you can teach so many different things in baseball, and you guys are doing it in a multifaceted way up there. So applaud you guys of what you're doing. And I'll tell you one thing, you're going to see the prep baseball staff at some games there this spring. So we definitely appreciate you guys for coming on the show and spreading the information about your team and about your players and everything you guys are doing up there.
For sure. Thanks, Sammy. Appreciate it.